What's up, WordPress Warriors? It's Patrick Gallagher. It is Tuesday, the 19th of May. And in this video, we're going to be covering a few different things. I wanted this video to be about update safely, which some of you will be seeing this week. I wanted this update to be about changes and the rollout of the remote backups, which some of you have already been pushed onto. If you're on the waiting list, you are probably hours away from being on it. If you're not on the wait list and you just have a developer account, you're days away from it. And if you have a pro account, you're probably a couple weeks away. I wanted it to be all about cool things inside of the platform and interesting things and just updates about all of the things. But actually, it makes a lot more sense that I just do an update about updates and the fact that it's incredibly difficult for some of you to know where to get them. We've had issues lately. We've gotten some pushback in the Facebook groups of people upset with the fact that it's hard to know when we're rolling things out, what's coming next, what has been released, and we just don't do a great job with our communication. And I said that we were going to be leaning into it heavily, and when we say something like that, we mean we're going to lean into that shit heavily. And so starting with this video right now and all of the accompanying content with it, you're all going to be seeing, every single one of you, no matter how hard you try to ignore it, you're going to be seeing all of the places that we will be reaching out to you with updates like this one. This is an update about the business of GridPane. It's not an update about features or anything like that. It is an update about how it is that we will be operating our business moving forward and what it is that you can come to expect from us, because you have all been right in your frustrations and your concerns about where are we with different things, when are updates coming out, about update safely, where's the communication, okay? And so we very much tried to not hit people over the head. I don't like sending broad mass emails. I don't like just rah, check out all the shit that we're doing. I've mostly just wanted to maintain a direct connection to everybody, mostly through the Facebook groups, because that's where we've connected with most of you. But some of you don't want to be on Facebook, and God bless you for that, okay? So here's the deal. All new updates, which you will get at least one of every single week. Sometimes you're going to get them every single day, whether you like it or not. Every single update is going to be hitting a number of locations, usually all within the exact same time, no more than one business day from the point that any of these things trickle out in any one place to the point that they have been distributed wide everywhere, okay? And I want to talk about the 6 specific spots that you can expect to see things, and maybe the 7th spot where we'll go if people tell us that they want us to go that direction. So first and foremost, you have, of course, in-app notifications, of which I have approximately 1,200 of, okay? All new major updates, either to the platform or to the business of GridPane, there will be notifications pushed to the notifications in-app. So if you're logging in, you'll see these updates. If you are on the Facebook GridPane page, not the group, but the GridPane page, all of these updates will also be going there. Of course, they will be going to the self-managed WordPress group as well, where most of our stuff has been going. They will be going on the blog. Yes, we're going to have a blog. Even though I loathe the word blog, we will have a blog, and notifications and updates will be pushed there regularly. They're also going to go to email. Yes, we're going to email you every single time we have a major update on the platform. These are all pictures of email, according to Google. Okay, that's as elaborate as the visuals get around here. Because this is the most efficient way for me to communicate with our users, obviously we're going to be making videos for every single update, and they will be going to the YouTube page. Okay, so they'll be on YouTube, they'll be closed captioned, they'll be available there. We will syndicate those things likely within the Facebook groups and pages as well, and we'll be linking them on the blog. But every single video that we will be creating, we will have at least the accompanying transcription, if not a detailed blog post that we write out, which details the actual contents of the update. So you don't have to listen to my ass just blabbermouth for minutes on end, okay? If it is an update that applies to the actual platform to the roadmap to feature changes, those updates will obviously show up here in the roadmap and in the change log. Okay, so we have a total of 7 different places every single time: the in-app notifications, Facebook page, Facebook group, blog, email, video, and as applicable, the roadmap / change log. And maybe we'll actually just have an updates podcast. Okay, and these of course are pictures of podcast things. All right, so every single new notification on the platform, both what we're rolling out right now and what is coming, at least one update every single week, split across all of these platforms. No matter where you go, there we are. Okay, so for those of you that pushed back and demanded this kind of outreach, you did the right thing. That is absolutely feedback that we needed. It's something that we did not do well. There's really no excuse for it, but it's something that I said that we're going to get very, very serious about, and clearly I don't know how we can do more than all of this. If there's another medium where you would like us to just put our message on blast, by all means, let us know. So that's the big one, is just the updates about updates, okay? The next one that I want to talk about is support, and I want to keep this as brief as possible. We've had a lot of issues in the Facebook group where people are posting support requests in the Facebook group, even if they don't have tickets, or they have a ticket and they haven't waited more than a few minutes, and they go, and people are posting in the Facebook group because they know that they can get us faster, and they've directly enunciated that. And I need to ask you all to knock that shit off, okay? Here's the deal. If you go to Facebook and you post in the group asking for support, you are jumping the line. You are jumping the queue inside of support. And you're actually making it harder for us to get our work done, because now we have to go into Facebook and ultimately ask you to make a ticket. We can see an issue on Facebook, but we can't actually see any details about your account. We can't see which site you're talking about. We have no context. We have no means to take that work and turn it into a knowledge base article, okay? And so we can't create any wins out of that. And ultimately, in a lot of ways, it's just really stealing from everyone else on the platform. You're basically saying, hey, I don't really care about whether or not you actually have a site down and you have a real critical outage issue right now. What's important to me is that I get immediate attention, okay? And it works 100% of the time. But here's the problem. It takes away from everyone else, and it takes away from my staff, and I'm not okay with it anymore, okay? And so we're making changes in support. You've obviously seen that we're making changes to try and streamline things with chat. We've eliminated the really stupid things that were happening with validation. All that stuff's gone now. You know, those of you that were frustrated by that, you had every right to be. That was not an elegant rollout of the new chat interface. But we've literally had people go from not knowing that we had hundreds of knowledge base articles to immediately getting access to those knowledge base articles right through this chat interface. And if you have a real problem, as you've noticed, if you go in through the chat interface there, you're getting live bodies, just as you did before, okay? And so we've had some people that have had complaints about support. They've had issues with support. We've had people asking us, you know, why are you getting rid of chat? Why is it that you're changing your support business model? We're not changing anything about support other than to improve it, okay? What everybody needs to understand is that right now, most of us throughout the world are largely sheltering in place. Everyone on my team is. And so we're all having to work a little bit harder under slightly more stressful situations because we're stuck in our houses. Some of us have kids or dogs underfoot at the least opportune moments. And ultimately, we've seen an enormous increase in support burden and ultimately support animosity since the onset of COVID, okay? And I get it. Everybody's pissed off. They want to be able to do what they want to be able to do right now. That makes sense, except we have lots of people who are basically deciding that their thing in the moment is the most important thing, you know, and everyone else be damned, okay? And that's just not okay. I don't agree with the mindset. I don't agree with the in-practice implementation of people posting things directly to the Facebook group when they know they're not supposed to. And I just don't agree with the overall attitude of it, okay? And so what you all need to understand is that we're literally hit with hundreds of tickets every single day, dozens and dozens and dozens of live chats in a single shift. And at least 50% of those usually 75% of those are not urgent. They're already resolved within knowledge base articles, and they literally just require a little bit of effort, and you would actually get the resolution for yourself faster than hitting us up and needing a human being to pay attention to you immediately. Okay? And so what we are going to be doing, changes that we're going to be making within the support ethos and within our posture towards support, is going to make that noise go away. Whether you agree with that step or not, we will be taking issues that are resolved fully by knowledge base articles, and that will be our resolution for those things. Okay? And so we recognize that some users are either unwilling or unable to do what it is that the knowledge base articles suggest and clearly, walk you through. We understand that that's the case, but the reality is that every single knowledge base article is for a specific use case that is outside of the standard normal operation of our stack. Okay? And so these aren't issues with our platform. These are additional use cases and additional flexibility that you can choose to implement, but it's on you to do those things. And so while I understand that some people can do those things and they never hit us up for support, I also understand that there are other people who can't do those things and they don't really know where to turn to get those things taken care of for themselves. And so the only thing that makes sense in my mind is if we're going to sort of draw this clear line where we say, we already have a knowledge base article for that, there it is, we also need to be able to take the next step for them. And so what I think makes sense is effectively like DevOps as a service. Essentially an escalation ticket which you would be able to purchase, or which everybody on a paid account would just have a preset allocation of their escalation tickets over the course of the year. Okay? And so if you use them, great. If you need more than whatever your monthly allocation is, then you can choose to add additional support to your plan, or you can choose to have us do tasks for you. But these are not things that would be covered under anybody's definition of normal support, even in a fully managed WordPress environment where you're paying everything that you're paying us plus an extra zero. They wouldn't be doing these kinds of DevOps things for you, but we understand that not everybody can do that stuff. Okay? And so we're going to be making serious changes in the platform to make sure that you get the information that you need as quickly as possible by getting rid of that noise of the 50 to 75% of tickets that don't need human intervention. We can go back to giving 110% when you need it. When you hit us up in chat and you say, this is critical to me right now, no matter what it is, we want to be able to give you 110% then. In order to do that, we have to cut out all of that bullshit. Okay? And so we're going to be making lots of changes to the platform as we go forward. This update is part of the beginning of that. Okay? It's just letting everybody know, hey, here's where we're going to be updating you on things. Here's some changes that are coming down the pipeline, and they will ultimately be improving the quality of our support across the board. And so here's something that I would like to ask you all for. Give us the benefit of the doubt that when we're making a change to the platform, that we're doing it in an effort to improve things. Not to be lazy assholes and not to like carve support out and not to separate ourselves from you, our customers. Assume that we're trying to do the right thing. Okay? We've made it our stated mission, and I've said it so many times I've lost count, that we want GridPane, that we want this company to be the definitive go-to solution, the arsenal for hosting for serious WordPress professionals. So when we make a change to the platform, we're doing it with thousands, sometimes tens of thousands of dollars of investment, countless man hours, countless sleepless nights. And so we're gonna make mistakes like we did with the stupid like validation shit, but assume that we're trying to ultimately make it right. And that if we observe clear problems in what we're doing, we're going to fix those things very, very rapidly. Okay? And so that was a painful stumbling block that we went through, but it was literally like 3 days. And you could still get through to us through numerous other channels, and we fixed it. Okay? So we're going to make mistakes. We're going to make mistakes even while we're trying to improve things. But just trust us that we're trying to make this stuff better. Okay? That's how we win. And so the last thing that we want is to be investing all this time and effort and energy and then ultimately just frustrating people. Okay, so we're going to be doing more things to connect with you directly, more things to communicate these changes in advance, get feedback from people, and better implement as we go forward. But we need you to give us the benefit of the doubt, because I think for many of you, we're building the ideal solution for this job. And you got to trust us. If you're coming along on this ride, you got to trust that we're trying to go in the right direction. And so certainly push back when you feel like we're missing, but also just give us a minute, because probably where we end up is going to be better than what you could have initially expected. All right. So I hope all this makes sense. As always, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your patience. There will be more updates about the updates to the platform that will be coming this week. So you get at least this one, likely at least another one within a couple of days, and many more updates like this, more cohesive updates like this to come in the future. So take care of yourselves. Be safe. We'll talk to you.